1906, Packard Motor Car Company began its purchase of rural land 20 miles north of its plant for the purpose of opening its own proving ground. By 1928, over 500 acres of land was acquired for just under $176,000. Finally, Packard began its journey of having its own private testing site, safe, secret, and fully controlled. Here, Packard engineers pushed the limits of automotive technology in a successful effort to create the most luxurious vehicles. Not only was this a state-of-the-art testing facility, it is where a family made their home. Their home was the beautiful Tudor Revival Gate Lodge that graces the entrance of the property. It was designed by Detroit architect Albert Kahn. The Gate Lodge served as both a working hub and residence for the superintendent Charles Vincent, his family, and several workers. Later promoted to manager, nothing left the Packard factory without his approval. Charles's wife Lucille and their 3 daughters lived in the lodge. Their daughters were Dorothea, known as Dottie, Cornelli, called Bonnie, and the youngest Roberta, otherwise referred to as Bobby. Charles oversaw the creation of test roads. This included punishing stretches of sand, rocks, hills, and creek beds. Lucille helped with its creation as she followed Charles in a Packard as he mapped out the terrain. She noted on this map that she kept it up for days until the roads were well outlined. The Gate Lodge was both a home and workplace. One wing served as a garage where Packard tested vehicles, while just inside the lodge garage doorway, one entered the heart of the home, the kitchen. It was first staffed by a chef, but at Lucille's request, later became the Vincent's own, where meals were prepared not only for the family, but also for workers living in the dorms up above the lodge garage. Unfortunately, around the year of 1940, Lucille contracted mastoiditis. She was hospitalized for quite some time. Much like the victim of a stroke, she needed to regain her ability to walk and talk. Her youngest child, Roberta, was only about 9 years old when this happened. Both of her much older sisters were already out of the house, leaving Roberta with just her toys and an imaginary friend to play with, as the grounds were so remote. Roberta recalled memories of her mother's recovery and being able to iron on the mangle in the kitchen, but that she did the cooking after her mom came home from the hospital. Quite a challenge it forced young Roberta to grow up before her time. The family sitting and dining room, otherwise known as the custodian room, offered occasional privacy, making it the center of home life. Off of the custodian room and just within the entrance of the lodge's front door is the family stairway to the bedrooms upstairs. Thanks to Dorothea and Roberta sharing their memories of their life in the lodge, we know whose bedroom belonged to who. Charles and Lucille's room is located just off the top of the stairs. Photographs of the couple and family are displayed upon the dresser and vanity. The small room adjacent to their bedroom and at the bottom of the attic stairs was used as a nursery for Roberta when she was born in 1931. The room's window opens to a flower-filled window box just above the home's beautiful entrance. Roberta later moved into her own cozy bedroom that is situated just across the hall from her parents' room. Her mother's handmade crocheted popcorn coverlet is proudly displayed upon her bed. Photos of Roberta and the last time she visited the Packard Proving Grounds are also on display. Adjacent to Roberta's bedroom is the room that Dorothea and Cornelli shared. Dorothea was 6 years older than Cornelli and 14 years older than Roberta. Cornelli was 8 years older than Roberta. Upon the bedroom wall, you can see Cornelli in her 1941 Utica High School photograph. She and her sisters would beg their chauffeur not to drop them off directly at school, but a few blocks before, so that no one would perceive them as being any different. The family had a generous total of 1 full bath and 2 half bathrooms to share within their part of the lodge. Above the lodge garage are 5 dorm rooms and a large shared bathroom that was used by the workers and possible visitors. The doors that are attached to this wing were wrapped with faux grain painted metal for fire protection. The entrance to this wing included a lounge room for the dorm residents. The large room at the end of the dorm hallway was intended to be used as a lounge, but became Charles's office and hobby room instead. And it was from this very room where his personal hobby of ham radio became part of Packard innovation. In 1929, Charles made the first clear air-to-ground radio call. This was made possible by using a plane powered with a Packard DR 980 diesel engine to cut through static. His other beloved hobby was that of sharpshooting. Charles set a national civilian record at the age of 53 that stood for 24 years. His sharpshooting jacket and many awards are on display. All of his daughters learned to shoot here at the grounds, while they enjoyed hosting shooting matches with friends and family. The family also enjoyed playing golf, so naturally he had to add a golf course to the grounds too. The 1930 census record lists 3 residents living in the dorms. Sophie Smolinski, a housekeeper who remained close to the family, Beatrice Bittman, a trained nurse from Canada, and whose sister lived in nearby Washington Township, and Ray Heinrich, chief mechanic and World War I veteran. They were part of a wider team that kept the grounds running: engineers, test technicians, gardeners, gatekeepers, and office staff. Even the family pets Fritz and Fluff were part of daily life at the lodge. The downstairs meeting room, referred also as the tester's room, was the room used for business and shared meals. It's also a room that evokes a strong memory for Roberta Vincent. Young Roberta vividly remembers listening to FDR give his Day of Infamy speech with her father. It was her father's birthday, and she was overwhelmed with the feeling that life was about to greatly change.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
Charles was told to vacate the grounds. He was sent to work on wartime engine production at the Packard plant in Detroit. His fear of having his family follow him to the city caused him to move Lucille and Roberta to their newly built cottage in Avoca, Michigan. There they grew their victory garden. Only during the winter would they stay with Charles in the city. The Vincent family did not return to the lodge, and life at the Packard Proving Grounds was never the same. lodge was never just a house. It was a workplace, a family home, and a place where ideas were tested and lives unfolded. Stories that are forever preserved as part of Packard Motor Cars' varied history.